Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today, we have an exciting report on Imuldosa, a highly anticipated biosimilar to Stelara with recent European Union and US FDA approval. We will cover the product and value proposition, market size and dynamics, competitive landscape, and our 5-year risk-adjusted valuation projection. Let's dive right in. 1. Product and value proposition. Imuldosa, also known as ustekinumab-srlf or DMB-3115, is a biosimilar version of Janssen's blockbuster drug Stelara. It has just received approval in the European Union and the US from the FDA for the treatment of a wide range of inflammatory disorders, including moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis. This approval extends to pediatric cases in some indications as well. Key features and benefits include clinically equivalent to Stelara with matching subcutaneous self-injection delivery. Expected to be launched at a 20 to 30% lower price point than Stelara. Offers a cost-effective therapeutic option for large inflammatory disease populations. Targets formularies and payers under increasing cost containment pressure. 2. Market niche and landscape dynamics. We see two main drivers pushing the biosimilar market forward: technology push and market pull. Technology push refers to the fact that Imuldosa benefits from over a decade of advancement in biosimilar regulatory and manufacturing science. Enhanced comparability tools, streamlined development pipelines, and established global pathways allow for fast and efficient market readiness. At the same time, market pull is strong, as illustrated by payers actively seeking biosimilar options to drive down spending on high-cost biologics. For instance, with the expiration of Stelara's patents, hospitals and providers are incentivized to transition to cost-effective treatments, especially under value-based payment models. Patient adherence and real-world evidence also favor Imuldosa's uptake. As a biosimilar, it offers equivalent real-world clinical benefits and quality-adjusted life years or QALEs compared to Stelara. Moreover, anticipated real-world evidence or RWE post-launch is expected to confirm non-inferiority in patient persistence and adherence. Lower out-of-pocket costs may further improve adherence metrics in both the EU and US markets. 3. Competitive landscape and comparative value. Several ustekinumab biosimilars have been authorized or are close to global market authorization, including Amgen's Wezlana, Samsung Bioepis and Sandoz's Pyzchiva, Formycon and Fresenius Kabi's Otulfi, as well as others such as Stelara, 𝗕𝗜𝗢𝗥𝗢𝗦𝗜𝗓, Yesintek, 𝗕𝗜𝗢𝗢𝗥𝗢𝗦, and Stargemza. These biosimilars are all poised to compete in the same therapeutic areas and indications. However, none of these competitors exhibit clinical superiority. The battleground is primarily pricing, access, and distribution strength. Among these competitors, Amgen's Wezlana is the most likely competitor given its size and resources. However, Wezlana's launch timeline is uncertain and its ultimate impact on the market remains to be seen. 4. Market access strategy. Given Imuldosa's recently received approvals, the most likely market access strategy includes a combination of the following: aggressive pricing and contracting aimed at a 20 to 30% lower cost compared to Stelara, which should enable rapid adoption in cost-sensitive payer environments. Rapid formulary penetration utilizing Accord and Intis' extensive payer relationships to secure early inclusion in national and regional formularies. Evidence-based engagement, developing cost-effectiveness dossiers and RWE studies to support switching from the originator drug without a clinical penalty. HEA alignment, targeting value assessments across EU and US payers by demonstrating biosimilar QALY parity and savings potential. And finally, CMS engagement in the US. Biosimilars are gaining further traction as the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services or CMS begins negotiation on high-cost biologics, including Stelara in 2026. 5. Corporate and valuation due diligence. The biosimilar was developed by Korean pharmaceutical firm 𝗕𝗓𝗓, which is publicly traded on the Korea Exchange with a market cap of approximately $3.8 billion as of February 2024. While the biosimilar is not separately listed, its commercial value is embedded in the broader pipeline strategy. 𝗕𝗓𝗓 has partnered with Accord Healthcare for EU commercialization and with Intis for global distribution outside of Korea, Israel, and the Philippines. These partnerships enable access to major distribution and payer networks. Key factors influencing valuation include the number of biosimilars entering the ustekinumab market, which may compress price margins, and the speed of biosimilar uptake in terms of market share penetration. However, despite competitive pricing, we estimate that 𝗕𝗓𝗓's profit share from US and EU sales could exceed $200 million annually if market penetration hits 25 to 30%. January 6th, 5-year risk-adjusted valuation projection. We project commercialization catalysts for Imuldosa in the first half of 2025, including launch in key EU countries and the US and major payer formulary access. By 2026, entry into CMS pricing negotiations and further expansion of biosimilar prescribing incentives should drive market growth. Between 2027 and 2029, we expect widespread biosimilar acceptance, leading to steady revenue increases in both public and private health systems. Using a discounted cash flow or DCF model with a 12% discount rate applied to account for biotech risk to 5-year time horizon, we estimate that Imuldosa could contribute an estimated net present value, or NPV, of approximately $720 million to 𝗕𝗓𝗓 over 5 years in our base case scenario. In our optimistic case, we project an NPV potential of $1.2 billion, assuming rapid uptake driven by pricing and RWE support, capturing a greater than 35% market share. In our conservative scenario, we estimate an NPV floor of $400 million, assuming slower uptake due to payer resistance or competing launches. Strategic outlook summary. In conclusion, Imuldosa is strategically positioned to challenge Stelara's dominance as a cost-effective, clinically equivalent biosimilar. Its success depends on early formulary wins, payer contracting efficiency, and credible RWE data generation. Competitive pricing, existing commercial partnerships, and favorable biosimilar policy trends enhance its potential. From a valuation perspective, the asset may contribute a discounted net value of between $400 million and $1.2 billion over 5 years, contingent upon execution and market conditions. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to help. Thank you.